Hey guys, it's Miss Thomas. I am going to help you troubleshoot. I've had several people ask me questions about how to do an online calculator because they don't have theirs, or doing this stuff is very difficult on a phone, and I would 100% agree with that. I do not think it's easy to do on a phone. So I am going to do 2 problems with you from the homework and let you guys have another shot at it to finish both the evens and the odds today. Okay? So the first thing I want y'all to do is I want y'all to go, if you have a laptop or an iPad or a phone, whatever type of internet access you have, I would like for you to go to desmos.com. We went there before when we did the beginning of the graphing the trig unit. We did our little exploration here with this. So anyways, here's where you're going to go. But we typically clicked start graphing, but what I want you to click is I want you to click down in the middle of the page where it says scientific. So click on that button right there. Okay, and then this calculator will come up. I just did it before I started recording myself, and this is totally doable. Okay, so this is the one that I think would be the best for everybody to use if you do not have your own calculator. So I'm going to go back and forth from the screen where I'm going to do my work and then this screen. So just be patient with me, please, as I go back and forth. And those of you who have your own calculator and are feeling comfortable with it, you don't have to watch this video unless you just want to see if you have the answers right for 1 and 7, because that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so let's go do number 1, and then I'm just going to have to go back and forth. You'll get to see my cute babe every time I do that. All right, so let's first start by doing number 1. So I am going to do the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find this angle here, R, because it's easy to find. So we're going to do 33 plus 89. Okay, so it'll go ahead and show up on the right side. You see that? So that's 122. Now I'm going to hit the enter sign, which is that arrow button, and now I'm going to do 180, and then do you see this button here that's the answer button? I'm going to click the answer button. Oops, I forgot to do subtract, and then the answer button. And then that's super nice. It'll like pull it down for you. So we know our answer is 58 degrees. Okay. I don't really need to draw the arrow there, I don't think. Okay, so now I can find side R and I can find side Q. Now remember, this is a quote-unquote easy one because it is AAS. It's not the bad word backwards, SSA. So we don't have to like check for a second triangle or no solution or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to do 33 over sine 89, because those are the two that like match up. And then you could do R or Q. It makes no difference here. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same process we've been talking about. So I'm going to times by sine 58 on both sides. Okay, and so now this is what I need to go type in the calculator to figure out what R is. One thing I want y'all to notice is it says to the nearest tenth. Some of you who submitted your homework, I just noticed some of us were rounding to the hundredths and stuff. I get it because that's the way I was teaching it before. So, but just FYI. Okay, so we're going to need to type in 33 divided by sine 89. So 33 divided by sine 89, and then you can close your parentheses and hit enter. Okay, now we want to take that answer and we want to times it by sine 58. I had it written down over here. Okay, so literally you can do it all right here in this calculator. Alrighty, and if you need to kind of rewind to see what keys I touched and everything, you certainly can. Alright, so that is 29.98. If we round to the nearest tenth, that 8 is going to bump the 9 up. And so that'll be 28. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing for Q. So I'm going to use 33 over sine 89. I I tend to stick with the ones that were given to me, the two sides, just in case if I made an error, I don't want to use those, but so just FYI. And then sine 33, and then I'm going to times by sine 33 degrees to get rid of it. Okay, so I'm going to type in 33 divided by sine 89. Close my parentheses. I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to take that answer and I'm going to times it by, what was it, sine of 33? Close parentheses and hit enter again. So that's 17.97. The 7 will bump the 9, which will bump the 17. So that'll be approximately, Q is approximately 18 yards. Okay, so if you need to kind of rewind and go back to figure out how I was typing that in, you certainly can. But that calculator will do it, no problem. Now that's finding a side. So let's go find one that's not an easy one where you have to find angles, okay? And just as a reminder, I'm going to put this in to see if it makes sense. So does the smallest side, this 18, is it across from the smallest angle? Yes. And 33 is the largest across from the 89. Okay, I'm going to do number 7. And someone asked a really good question, or a few people asked this question. How do you know which side or which angle, the angle to start with? Okay, so it's always the one that's across from the other side. Okay, so these two match up clearly. 30 is going to match up with A. So angle A is the one we need to find first. Okay, so in order to find angle A, we're going to do 28 over sine 30 degrees equals 30 over sine of A. Okay, now remember how we tackled these problems is we want to cross multiply. So we're going to have 30 times sine 30 equals 28 times sine of A. Okay, and then we're going to divide by 28. Now we're going to have the sine of A equals all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and type that in and figure out what that decimal is. So 30 times sine 30. I'm going to clear all just to start over. 30 times sine 30. This is going to be a nice number. Okay, and then I need to go to my work. What was the other number? I've already forgotten. Divided by 28. So I'm going to do answer, and then I'm going to divide by 28. All right, so I should get 0.5357. Let's write that down. 0.5357 dot dot dot. Now, if you remember how to get rid of this sign is we want to do the inverse. So we're going to take the inverse of this number. The inverse sign, of that number. Okay, so in Desmos, we can do that. So we're going to go, you need to hit this function button. So did everybody see I went from main to function, and there's sine inverse. Now, I could retype this whole number, but let's just use the answer button. So click main again and type answer, and it should pull it right in. And there's your answer. So it's 32.39, which rounds to 32.4 degrees. All right. Now, here's what you should do. Oh, you know what I should have done to begin with? I kind of jumped the gun here. I should have asked immediately, is this SAS, ASA, AAS, or SSA? And so this is a side, this is a side, and this is an angle. So it's ASS, or that word backwards. Okay, so this is an SSA one, which means red flag, we should be checking for the second triangle. So the way that we check for that second triangle is we need to compare the two angles. Is the one we just found larger or smaller than the original? If it's smaller, it doesn't have a second triangle. You're done. If it is greater or larger than the original, it does have a second triangle. So as you see here, this has a second triangle. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to redraw the triangle again, using the exact same dimensions here at the beginning, okay? But I'm going to leave my A blank for now. So I'm going to put 30 degrees in here, 30 miles here, and 28 miles here, okay? Now, if you remember the way that we find this angle A, the other possibility is we're going to do 180 minus 32.4 degrees. Okay, so let's type that in. 180 minus 32.4, and we should get 147.6. Okay, and then we can do the whole process again. Alrighty. I don't think you really need any more explanation because I just did it, but let's just go ahead and finish this problem out to make sure everybody's okay and clear. Alright, so I'm just going to take my calculator here for the simple math, if y'all are okay with that. So I'm going to finish this problem off, the second one, by finding the missing angle. So I'm going to do 30 plus 147.6. and then subtract that from 180. It is a very small angle. It's like 2 degrees or 2.4 degrees. Somebody sent a message and said, is that correct? It seems very small. The answer is yes, it's correct. It is very small, but it is correct. And so now the side I need to find is C. So I'm going to do 28 over sine of 30 equals C over sine of 2.4 degrees. And then I'm going to times by sine of 2.4. And now let's go to the calculator and type that in. So 28 over sine 30 was it sine 30? Yeah. And then times sine of 2.4. Alright, and we should get 2.345, which, if we're rounding to the tenths, will just be 2.3. Alright, so we're done with that triangle. Now let's go back to the original triangle, and let's fill it in. So we're going to do 30 plus 32.4. That gives us 62.4, and we're going to subtract from 180, so that's 117.6 degrees. And then we need to find side C similarly, so we're going to do 28 over sine 30 degrees equals C over sine of 117.6 degrees. So okay, and then let's type it in. So 28 over, I've already forgotten that fast. 28 divided by sine something. Sine 30, I should know because we just did that. Sine 30, enter, and then take that into, oops, I forgot to hit the word answer. Do y'all see how it put that little caution or yield sign with the exclamation point so it knows I did something wrong? So let's go delete and let's do answer times, and what was it, sine of 117.6. Okay, so that's 49.6. And that unit was miles. Now that seems considerably larger than the other sides, and that's because the angle across from it is larger. So hopefully that'll help you know if you did those problems correctly. I think the biggest thing to double check with the Desmos calculator is how to do this, the black part here. So double check that. Give these a try again. If you didn't do the homework from today, which was Tuesday, you just have a little bit more to do on Wednesday, but that's no big deal. So here are all the problems that you need to complete. I'll do another form for the evens that'll be very similar to the ones that you were supposed to do today. So just fill out both, please, if you didn't have time, okay? And then here are the ones where you do need to draw a triangle. I'm sorry there's not enough room. You can see I went into the other problem. If you print it out, there is a little bit more space. And then don't forget that the calculator is at desmos.com. And please let me know if this does not help, okay? So if you're unable to get to Desmos or something like that, just let me know. Okay, so I hope that helps a lot, but please be in touch and do your best with those problems, okay? All right, miss you guys. Hope y'all are doing all right. Bye-bye.